And then I met this guy named Page Falkenberg at his nightclub in my hometown. And then next thing you know, I was in a whirlwind romance and engaged very, very young. That was very shocking to my parents as well. And was married at 22 and had started out in the advertising business out of school. And then I just kind of got wrapped up in what Dallas was doing. And so I ended up just kind of tagging along with him, and life took a right turn.
Could you tell us about meeting Dallas? Because I've interviewed him a bunch of times, and he was a bit of a playboy back then and a bit of a wild guy and dated a lot of women.
He did, yes.
Yeah. How did everything change as soon as he saw you, or how was that courtship?
According to him, it did. So I was home from college. I was a senior in college on Christmas break. And I was supposed to go to the Orange Bowl the next day with a group of friends in Miami. And I happened to go out that night to Norma Jean's dance club. And it was one of those 18 to party, 21 to drink places. And I wasn't even 21 yet. So I didn't have the bracelet. But I got in and I was just kind of hanging out. And this big guy with the big blonde mullet, and I'm not sure actually he had a mullet back then. It was just, kind of big and curly, and tattoos on his arms, and his shirt was unbuttoned down to here. And he came up with a couple shots, and he and he was like, hey, he just kind of slithered up to the bar. And so, I was like, yeah, I'll do a shot with you. And then he saw that I didn't have a bracelet on my hand. He was like, oh, wait a minute. How old are you? And I was like, I turned 21 like in 3 days. So, but yeah, I was just a little kid when we met. And I ended up staying home from going to the Orange Bowl, and he picked me up the next morning at my parents' house in his convertible pink Cadillac. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is such a hoot. He is just the biggest personality of anyone I've ever met. And we had a fantastic time on the beach. We went paragliding. We just had a really wild romantic weekend. And then I went out to school and I thought, oh, that was it. But he kept calling and he kept coming up to visit. And so next thing you know, my last quarter of school was an internship. I could do that wherever I wanted to do in my area of study. And I decided to go back to Fort Myers and do my last quarter there so that I could spend more time with him. And that's when things got a little bit more, more serious, I guess. And it was while I was in graduate school that he proposed to me.
Was he already wrestling at the point that you guys met, or was that before he got into it? I know he was managing a little bit here and there.
Yeah, he was managing.
When did the separation actually occur? And did you get remarried after?
Yeah, we separated in 2004, but we stayed married. We didn't divorce until I think 2011. So we stayed good friends. We had some. We just had a legal separation all those years, and there was no reason to get divorced until one of us wanted to remarry. So that's kind of what happened. So, yeah.
Did you ever end up having any kids or anything?
No.